Okay, folks, so as you can see, I received an email from Points of View from EBSCOhost, and so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And because I've clicked on this already, I checked to make sure it was here. Sometimes the text isn't appearing within the content of my email, but as you can see, I can either view or save the text HTML. And when I do that, what I'm allowed to do is open this document here, and it takes me just to a web page. And so what pops up then is this. And this is the article. This has the information I need, and I'm just going to scroll down here to show you this. And so typically what I like to do when I get an article like this in an email is hit Control Command A or copy all. So I'm going to go ahead and on my Mac it's Command A, copy all the text, and I'm going to then right click on my mouse and copy it. And what I'll do then is paste it in a Word document because it allows me a view that I like, and it also allows me to manipulate the text. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it in a Word document. Here it is, and as I said, then I can look at it from this view and see it a little bit better than I can see it on the other screen. All right, so some things to note here, folks. As it says here, in terms of the works cited information, it says, review the instructions and make any necessary corrections before using this citation that we're given. This is really important because even though we're given a bit of a heads up in terms of the citation may not be correct. And so I asked, when I asked to have the document sent to me, I asked to have the citation listed using MLA style format. So again, this is a good start. I'm going to make note of this, but I'm going to know that I'm going to have to tend to it a little bit and not just copy and paste it as it is in my document. So there's my works cited, which is helpful, and here's the article that I pulled from the Points of View database. And so as you can see, it looks really similar to what we saw when we were in the database. I still have the writer's point, and this is important for me to know. Now, one of the things I asked you to include in your annotation, actually there's 6 things I asked you to include, and I made a little sticky note here to remind us of what those are. But we want to make sure we know what the writer's credentials are, the writer's main point, if there's any reference made to other works and what that relationship is, if we can identify perhaps a bias on the part of the writers or have a better understanding of their standpoint or perspective, the audience to whom the writers address. And then also my summary comment has to do with whether or not I think that this is going to be a helpful article for me to use for the purposes of writing the essay for this unit. And so this thesis is the point that the writers are making. And so I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Oops, let me go back and fix this. I'm going to highlight that because this is something for me to note. And again, this is the main point. And so just again, to give myself a little bit of a heads up here, I'm going to type that in. Here's the main point that the writers are trying to make. Let me get rid of this distraction over here. Okay, and then what I want to do is I'm going to read through this article. Now typically to do a critical rating I need to read through it twice. I need to read through it one time just to get a feel for the information here, and then I need to read through it a second time to better understand what it's about. And that's when I want to pay attention to my sticky note. I want to know what are those things I need to make sure I'm identifying so that I can include them in my annotated bibliography. So I'm going to pause just a second and go ahead and read through this article.